CBS News Elections Director Anthony Salvanto is here with more and new polling data on the president's 100-day mark. Anthony, welcome.
How are you?
I'm well. So let's talk about what we have been reporting, the Trump administration tackling tax reform. He outlined some bullet points essentially as part of his proposal. Do Americans think that the president really wants to lower taxes?
Well, leading up to today's announcement, we had just finished the poll, and more Americans said that they thought he would increase their taxes than decrease them. Now, having said that, like a lot of measures here, there's partisan splits on that. Republicans think he'll decrease their taxes. Democrats think he'll increase. And frankly, anytime you put the word taxes in a poll, you get a lot of cynicism. So we historically see Americans thinking whoever it is will end up increasing their taxes. That's just kind of how people feel about taxes in general. We'll see what happens as more details roll out.
Taxes, not a fun subject.
Exactly.
All right, well, like most candidates before him, candidate Donald Trump made a lot of campaign promises. Do Americans think now that President Trump is actually following through on those promises?
So a majority say yes, they think he is keeping his promises. The caveat there is that for a lot of Americans, they don't necessarily like the policies that they think come along with him keeping those promises. So what we see are these divisions where when we go down the list, there are things that his strongest supporters really like. So he gets, a favorable view on strengthening the military. He gets policies are favored when he talks about building the wall with Mexico. Those are things his supporters say that they really like, but they don't find favor with most Americans. So it's confined to that base. Then when we go and we say, okay, well, those are policies you like. Do you think he's making progress on them? His supporters say yes, that they think he is. So they think he's made progress on the wall. They like the progress he's made as they see progress on things like enforcing illegal immigration laws, like enforcing a travel ban, etc. So that's where, again, we see this overall picture that his base and his supporters really like what he's doing.
All right, well, let me ask you big picture. The president was seen as changing Washington. In fact, he's spending a lot of time outside of Washington. What do people think about that?
Yeah, to most people, it doesn't bother them so much. There's been that back and forth of the time he spends at his resort in Florida at Mar-a-Lago. A lot of folks say, most folks say, it doesn't matter. Now, for Democrats, here again, they see it as a problem. Republicans don't necessarily see it as a good thing, but they say that it doesn't matter much to them. We asked, is Donald Trump changing Washington or is Washington changing him? And in fact, most people say, whether they're for him or against him, say, yeah, that's on a lot of measures, they think he's changing Washington.
Very interesting. Anthony Salvanto, thank you so much for that snapshot. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Elaine.